Hi, this is Conrad Zimmerman with FistShark Marketing. If you dig the show, we hope you'll consider supporting us with a small monthly contribution through Patreon. For less than the price of traditional therapy, you can help us continue to make you seem sane by comparison. Just visit patreon.com/FistShark or click the big Patreon button at fistshark.com for more details. And thanks for listening.
All right, gentlemen, so let's do a quick debrief on our winter break activities. Our summer camp has wrapped up. We've heard some good reviews. We got our surveys in. So let's work to figure out how we can improve for next year.
I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this market that we're opening up. I knew that amongst the doomsday prepper kind of community, there would be a lot of opportunity for, a getaway experience that lets people sort of prepare more directly for when things just completely and utterly fall apart.
I love the prepper market. There is no better market than a market that believes within the next 10 years all money will have no value. They're just so happy to spend it because they think, within the next decade they're going to be trading in bones or panini stickers or bits of skin, whatever they think the new currency will be when the bombs drop. So, we made a mint off of that summer camp, and I went down there and had a look at it while it was in operation. It was fantastic. The children were learning and crying, and mostly learning how to prepare for a doomsday scenario. The parents were satisfied. They said the children were quiet as hell when they got back home. Especially remarkable in the case of those that still had tongues. So, very pleased.
Yeah, very, very happy. And, staffing. I thought staffing would be a real issue at a summer camp. But as it turned out, we had no trouble once we realized we could get those people from the asylum on work furlough.
Well, here's the thing. Camp counseling is a great way for kids out of high school to make some money. Now, those kids out of Bedlam, who still need to make some cash, are really up for it. Once you tell them, you get to work with kids, it's like a general camp counselor routine. Here's a hockey mask and a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. Only use it if you have to. They're all up for it, and some of them will work just for the sheer pleasure of the job.
Absolutely. Some firms, some of our competitors called us crazy for taking this on, but they didn't understand the value, and not just the value money-wise, but the lessons that these kids learned over the summer and this pilot program over the winter. Putting them into those cabins, no blankets, no pillows. They truly learned what it was like to survive in the wild. This was like Boy Scouts times 10.
No walls either, for that matter, for that one cabin. All three of those kids made it home?
Yeah, it's safe and sound.
Yeah, and they're wiser for it. And, they've eaten so much irradiated dog meat by now that nuclear fallout ain't going to mean jack shit to them. They've already got the tumors. What are you going to do?
Oh, God. Can you believe we found a buyer for all of that irradiated dog meat?
It was just perfect market synergy. Perfect. And those that didn't want to eat piles of enlumpened dog flesh had tinned goods. That's a big part of the prepping situation. Obviously, no way of opening the tinned goods because can openers will likely be melted when Russia drops the nuke. So, the invention is what I liked. How it forced children to think outside the box. Whether that was picking up a rock and smashing the tins open, or those in more deserty areas using other children's heads to get the tins open. To be fair, they got the kids' heads open more than the tins, but they made do with that and ate what they got, regardless.
And let me just say that this year doing the astronaut powder pilot was, I think, a fantastic idea. Those kids truly learned the art of negotiation a critical skill as an adult. You know, when you have to throw them in there survivor style, have them complete the activities to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have food for a week.
Well, what really got me was how, like, in just a week, how 8-year-olds can form their own tribal societies. The gang war, especially between the ones that wore the faces of the other children they killed and those ones that used body parts as weaponry, was incredible. I mean, they were building their own junkers and just driving around in them. It's incredible. I mean, I do think in some cases the intense amounts of radiation actually boosted the brain power of a few of them, clearly rendering them irreparably insane in the process. But they were inventive little darlings.
Well, no, and they're going to go home to their parents, who are just going to be so thrilled with their success and how much they've come away with the experience and how prepared now they're going to be as a family unit for when the end comes. I'm really super pleased. Super pleased with how all of this has gone down. I can't wait for next year. How are we going to improve the experience?
Well, clearly we've got the new Mad Max film coming out soon, so we're going to have some crossover potential there. Tie in a few things. Bring in some what's the word now? Indigents. From Australia, from the streets of Melbourne, and bring them in as camp counsellors. Again, they work for very little pay. Often it's a what you kill, you get to eat scenario. Again, cheap, thematic. Mad Max is going to bring in a lot more preppers, I think. A lot more people are going to watch it. Very much like Miley Cyrus did, watch it and go, well, shit, that could happen. So I'm all on board with that. Other ways we could improve, I think more bladed weaponry.
Yeah, I think there was a little too much dependence on clubs and other blunt objects.
Yeah.
Well, the build your own, hammer sets were a fun idea at first, but I mean, if they're going to survive, they really need a little bit, something a little more.
Yeah, and I was bored of seeing kids face down with their skulls caved in. A lot of the counsellors indeed sort of complained that it got a bit too samey. And the apocalypse is supposed to be exciting and different, and you never know what you're going to get. And it's, oh god, here's another 7-year-old with its head caved in. Where are the decapitations? The loss of limb? More slicing, less smashing, I think, should be one of the watchwords for the next summer.
And I think we should up the pet quota this time. I mean, allowing the kids to bring in their fish and raising them within the self-sustaining fish pond and eventually eating, and killing them for food was a good idea. But I'm thinking we can go bigger, life lessons, like get old, Bessie the cow or the calf out on the farm, have them raise and understand what it means to really know your food, I think is important. An important lesson.
Yes. And while we're at it, maybe let loose a couple of Bengal tigers in there. Because the nuke's going to blow the doors right off the front of the Boston Zoo. So we might as well ship a few of those in and just see how the kids get on with it. Will they form a friendship with it? Will they kill and eat it? They're the only two scenarios I can think of between, a tribe of children and a Bengal tiger.
Well, the tiger could be a mascot of sorts as well, Yeah. Bengal the tiger.
Yeah, get to play with animals, exotic animals, meet interesting people, flay your friends alive.
Discover if you have what it takes to survive.
Yeah.
Really?
Learn arts and crafts, filling a tin can full of nails and bits of glass and throwing in some gunpowder. There's so much you can learn, and so many things you can do, and so many parts of you that will be used in interesting ways by hungry men.
Don't forget your bug-out bag.
So, with the 50 Shades of Grey phenomenon really taking off, we have been looking at ways that we could reach into existing works, older stories, and sort of jazz them up for the modern age, for the sensual crowd that demands something that's a little more erotic with their literature.
Let me stop you there. Mm-hmm. If I'm picking up what you're putting down, essentially, what you've exactly said is you want more high heels stepping on testicles in the Bible.
Well, that wasn't you do have a point. That is probably the most widely read book in the Western world.
Next to 50 Shades of Grey. So you put them together, you've got a cultural explosion. And this is very good for us because I know that the Christians have got to be pissed off that you can go to a Target and buy 50 Shades of Grey plus the official 50 Shades of Grey cock ring right next to the Bible on a store shelf if the people stocking the shelves don't know their alphabet.
Well, and faced with the choice between the Bible and 50 Shades of Grey, I'm going to go with 50 Shades of Grey just because I've not read that. I've read the Bible, right?
And it is significantly more difficult to masturbate while reading the Bible. Not impossible, but difficult.
There's a lot of sex in that book, but man, is it not interesting at all. Like, just a whole mess of rape, incest,
Ribs.
and, I mean, there's just sex going on everywhere, but it's, I don't want to say it's clinical, but it's just kind of dry, and it's buried in amongst, you know, this family, this family, this family.
There's all of that violence, and not once does a woman, like, lie on her back on a table while a guy's just slapping her.
Right.
Slapping her on the clit.
No, and you're right. You're right.
None of that.
And that's what's missing. We have an opportunity here to basically sell the entire world the Bible again.
Resell the Bible. 50 Shades of Christ.
Exactly. Can you imagine the crucifixion scene just rewritten into an S&M fantasy, right? There's Christ carrying the cross through the Roman streets, right? It's an image we're all familiar with. We can accentuate the posterior, his lithe muscles, you know, his strength, his masculine form.
The sweat that's going to be pouring off him. I mean, you know, back in them days in old Jerusalem, or wherever it is, I don't know, I'll Google it, it was pretty hot. I know that because every time I've watched one of those films about Jesus, it's always sunny.
That's right. Absolutely. Glistening, sweaty Jesus. You know, this raw form of power carrying this massive cross. Now, but he inside wants to be dominated, right?
Of course, of course.
His subjugation is what he seeks.
It's called the Passion for a reason.
Exactly. Yes, the passion of the Christ. Here now we have the opportunity to show what the true passion of the Christ was. When they get him to the cross, rather than just nailing him up, you know, and then propping him and being done with it, he's a crown of thorns. No, we can go deeper. Because I am sure it would be so much hotter if they made him crawl around on all fours and spanking him with a riding crop a little bit first.
I'm thinking we take the character of Pontius Pilate, we call it's Madame Pilate. Thigh-high leather boots, PVC gear, you know, whipping him herself. He goes up on the cross, back to the crowd this time, and it's 40 lashes all right, but he is like, it is 40 lashes for you, and Jesus is like, oh, no, don't, it's horrible, I don't like it when it happens, and she's all like, yeah, I will make you like it, I'm gonna hit you with my whip now, and you'll be all like, and puts like that, and he's like, oh, I love it, like that, and she's like, yeah, you like it when I do that, you nutty crust, you. Ka-tom! And it's like, God, maybe I do like it. And you know, you like it, do you? Well, maybe you won't like it when I give you your crown of thorns. And then they put a spiky cock ring on him, and he's like, oh, no, I really don't enjoy it now. And she's like, oh, yeah, fuck you, I'm gonna do sex on you now. And then she gets on him and, like, rides him while he's on the cross, and she's just like, like that, and Jesus is
so
like,
this is like with a spear-shaped strap-on implement, then, is what you're describing.
like that,
I mean, the audiobook potential here, too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get rich.
feel sleepy.
Last Supper, Last Orgy. I mean, there's so many things we can do here.
Well, I mean, how many books are there in the Bible? Something like 30?
Yeah, a number.
I mean, that's a heck of a series. We can do them all. We could do Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, all of them.
What if the Archangel Gabriel is James Spader and he makes the Virgin Mary stand at a desk and poo and wee herself for days?
Well, and obviously Sodom and Gomorrah, that's an easy hit. You get an orgy scene. But not only do you get the orgy scene, afterwards you get Lot and his daughters in sort of a steamy kind of control, sleep play thing. That could be interesting.
And then God's like, hey, Lot, you bitch! I was going to turn you into a pillar of salt, but now I'm going to turn you into a pillar of cum! And then he turns her into a pillar of cum, and then, the daughters, get round it, and they're just like, and put it all on their faces.
Sure.
And then this may be venturing past erotic.
And then God's like, Cain and Abel, you shut your mouths, because I'm able to hit you with this cane. And then he just starts smacking them with a cane, and then he's like, who are you? Are your brother's keeper? No, you are going to be your brother's sleeper. Kiss him. Fuck your boy.
Yeah,
Do you think the Bible was written by Vince McMahon?
The binding of Isaac, you'll bind him all right with a rope, and then you kiss him.
Jesus Christ.
Noah's Ark! You're gonna fuck 2 of every animal, that's what you're gonna do!
Might, just want to rethink the vibe here. We want it to be not a
sexy,
dangerous,
not just...
but not too dangerous. You know what I mean? I mean, we're talking about the housewife model here. The tie and the S&M, that gives a little chill, a little excitement.
Oh, okay.
But
okay. So, for instance, we'd have God say something like, Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat! More like Joseph and the anal testicle cunty cream coat!
Maybe
You bitch!
Yeah, we might want to cut it off at anal beads.
Yeah.
That might be the farthest we can go here.
And actually, I mean, there's a lot of potential there too with the Catholic crowd. I mean, we could sell merchandise, a rosary set.
Moses! I'll be bringing you hoses! Days on their period, so you better part the Red Sea! Why are our clothes filthy?
What?
I just noticed. We've been in here all day, and my suit is disgusting.
Yeah, I am really wrinkled.
No, I'm fine. I mean, oh, dear God.
There's ketchup.
What's that stain?
There's ketchup stains all down the front of your top, Kate, and they've been there for a couple of days, I think.
Oh.
I thought it was part of the pattern, but now I can smell the sauce.
I mean, I feel like I haven't had ketchup for a week.
Mm-hmm. My face is I'm running my fingers along, and just a layer of grime is coming off. I'm unshaved. I've got a beard going on now, as has Conrad. What's that?
Did we fall asleep? Did we go into a coma?
Is this a Rip Van Winkle thing?
Oh, no.
It still looks like winter outside.
I'm looking at the date. It's... No, we've been here the whole time. No, we haven't been here the whole time. Just sat here for days.
Why? I don't understand. How did this happen?
Let's run through what normally happens here. We get in the morning. Craig gives us our coffee.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Craig opens the door to let us come here into the boardroom.
We kick Craig in the shins.
Multiple times. He pulls out the chairs for us to sit down. Okay, we have our meeting. We talk. We draw pictures of Craig as a Nazi and call it Nazi Craig, and then send him in and give them to him and say, now you're a Nazi, we're going to send you to Nuremberg, you prick. And then he goes off. We talk some more. Craig comes back in with, our third coffee of the morning.
Right. And then he lets us out. We go to our offices. I do spreadsheets for 3 to 4 hours. Every so often, Craig comes in. I yell at him. He brings me some water. Brings me food around 12:30 in the afternoon. I think
I haven't eaten in a while.
Yeah, I'm
days.
Really hungry.
Starving.
He brings me lunch every day, and then second lunch, and he's bringing me several coffees and beers and a water to chase it all down. And I throw the empty bottles at him and try and get him in the eye.
You look like you've lost 12 pounds.
I'd feel fantastic if I didn't also feel like I was dying slowly. And then, about 1 p.m. is when he comes in while I'm working. I don't even acknowledge it, because I'm normally on the phone with, Dean or Val or whoever. He cranks my chair back and shaves me while I'm talking on the Bluetooth.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he shaves me too.
He undresses me while I'm just throwing bits of chewing gum at him. He undresses me. I spend the next hour on the phone still naked, nude as a baby born. He comes back in and reclothes me, and my clothes suddenly are clean where they were not before. Where's Craig?
What did we...
Has anybody seen Craig?
Did we leave him somewhere? Did we...
I don't know. Normally I don't care where he is, and I don't notice him because he's so fucking useless and doesn't do anything. So...
I mean, let me get up and... Hold on, let me look at the... No, his leash is still there.
It's still there.
In his bowl. It's not filled.
Well, no, he fills it himself. And he's grateful for it. He gets us our paninis, and then he goes and fills up his bowl with Caesar.
That's really strange.
Could he have run away?
Okay, all right. Let's think back. Let's all trace our steps back to the last time we saw Craig.
Let me think. Good morning, Mr. Sterling, sir. And then I say, fuck you, Craig. And then he says, I won't be in on Wednesday because the results came back positive and I have cancer. And then I laughed at him, called him a cancer idiot, and slapped him in the face.
He can have days off?
Yeah, who let him have time off?
Did you authorize that, Jim?
No, I assumed one of you two did.
God, no.
I did nothing of the sort.
To be honest, I wasn't listening to a lot of what he said because I was just thinking, as soon as you're done talking out of your stupid horse's mouth, I'm going to slap you across your fat fucking face.
Well, he doesn't have access to the company health plan. He's going to an outside doctor?
He must be. Oh God, what if they find the experiments on him?
Oh.
What an irresponsible, reckless ass.
I can't believe this.
Not only is he bone idle and fucking lazy, he's reckless. I'm gonna fucking talk to him now. Hold on.
How did HR even...
Hang on, I'm gonna call the local hospital and... Oh, shit.
Hey, it's the...
I'm too weak to lift my phone.
No, that's all right. That's all right. We'll get on the internet and check. Guys?
Guys?
Hey,
I'm sliding down my chair. I can't stop this.
Can anybody get to Google? Do we not have internet?
No, I just lost it.
Oh.
Let me refresh. No.
Craig pays for the Wi-Fi in the office. If there's no internet, the useless bastard, probably didn't pay the Wi-Fi bills.
Oh, son of a bitch! Why can't he do anything right?
I'm halfway down my chair.
Okay, Jim, just hang in there. We're trying to find a solution.
We're gonna get you help.
I can feel my bones touching each other. I'm like the flat man from Beetlejuice.
Jim,
okay,
I can't even see where you are right now. It's like pitch black. Like, why hasn't Craig turned on the lights?
The lights turned off halfway through our conversation and we didn't know. Craig!
Craig!
Craig! Come and prop me up with sticks, you fool!
My cell phone has almost no battery left in it. What's the number for emergency?
I don't know. Ask Craig.
Oh, fucking hell.
Craig, I need some potatoes for their fiber.
Why is he never here when we need him?
Fucking lazy ass.
What's my name?
Damn you, Craig.
Craig? Craig?
FistShark Marketing is Jim Sterling, Conrad Zimmerman, and Caitlin Cook. Theme music by Ben Rama. Segue music by Alazar Chand. Our editor is Nick Malone. Get more episodes and learn how to help support the show at FistShark.com. Follow us on Twitter at FistShark for more of our exploits. Complaints can be forwarded via email to fistsharkmarketing@aol.com. And remember, your insecurities are our opportunities. Goodbye.